There's no evidence of widespread abuse of the UK's graduate visa route, the government's immigration advisor have concluded, despite the reported claims from senior conservatives that it is being exploited to enter the jobs market. So apparently, the UK government's immigration advisor have concluded, after a whole lot of reviews, that this graduate visa route, according to conservatives, are not being abused. And we can equally see that since the new immigration reforms that bans these international students from bringing dependents to the UK, we can equally see that since then, the new intakes, the number has reduced by over 40%. We can equally see that the money these students are bringing to the UK is no longer flowing. We can equally see that a whole lot of UK universities are going bankrupt. We can equally see that some UK universities are cutting jobs. So at the end of the day, you see that if these reports are to be 100% correct, of which I think it is, it means that the politicians did not do their homework well. Out of desperation to win an election, to get the numbers to remain in power, they just think that by curbing the migration in this extent they went to, by saying they keep the promise they made an average UK citizen, that they will get the votes, of which we can equally see that the party of the Prime Minister failed woefully in just the local election that was concluded last week. Even the so-called national elections they are focusing on, we can equally see in advance that they are going to fail woefully. So the report from the committee goes on to say, there's no evidence of widespread abuse, especially for the graduate route. The risks of abuse are relatively low due to limited number of conditions the route imposes. There is concern about potential exploitation of both students and graduate visa holders due to poor practices by certain agents who recruit students onto courses and may be mis-selling UK higher education. But there is a separate issue from the abuse, the rules of the graduate route. 114,000 graduate route visas were granted for main applicants in 2023, with a further 30,000 granted for dependents. So you can imagine 114 graduate visa was issued, and this 114 only brought 30,000 dependents. The issue of the graduate route is concentrated among four nationalities. The top four, India, Nigeria, China, Pakistan, account for 70% of all graduate visas, with the Indian accounting for more than 40%. So, you see, this is to show that the politicians, they are just desperate. They didn't do their homework properly. Because if they did their homework properly, they wouldn't have brought what they brought on their country. Yes, because on the other side, UK creative industries are crying that they can't get people to fill in and contribute their part to their industry. A whole lot of institutions in the UK are crying out that they are having a whole lot of shortages and they can't get skilled migrants to fill in these spaces. And we can equally see that the tax that these so-called international students, after they finish their studies, their graduates, will be allowed to work for 3 years. The tax they are paying to the UK government for 3 years, go and calculate those money. It amounts in millions. So sometimes when they do as if they are doing these international students a special favor, it's not so. It's a win-win situation, both on the side of UK and on the side of these international students. Fact.